There are days that come like whispers. There are no fireworks, no great signs, just a different silence. A pause between thoughts, a shiver that runs through your skin without explanation. It's as if the universe gently tapped you on the shoulder and said, "Today something changes inside you." Maybe you woke up with a tightness in your chest, not from pain, but from longing for something you still can't name. Maybe you're tired of looking for answers where they no longer exist. Or who knows, something inside you just decided that you can't keep vibrating like before. That's the beauty of true beginnings. They don't impose themselves, they reveal themselves. And today, at this very moment, is one of those silent beginnings. Not because you're going to learn something new, but because you're ready to remember what you've always known. That your energy doesn't depend on the outside world. That your healing begins when you stop running. That your frequency rises when you allow yourself to just be. Let's walk this path together, one step inside, one breath at a time. Because the transformation you seek will not come from effort. It will come from surrender. The point of energetic exhaustion, when the soul screams and the body is silent. Close your eyes for a moment and feel the invisible weight resting on your shoulders. There's a type of tiredness that no night's sleep can cure, an emptiness that not even moments of joy can fill. Maybe you know it well. It comes slowly, hidden in the routine, disguised as normality. But little by little, everything starts to lose its shine. This is the point of energetic exhaustion. It is not the body that is tired, it is the soul that is crying out for help. And when the soul screams but is not heard, the body starts to silence. An inexplicable pain appears here, a fatigue for no reason there, a desire to disappear inside. This exhaustion is the deepest symptom of vibrational disconnection with your essence. You have stopped listening to yourself. You have stopped allowing yourself. You are trying to live with a frequency that is no longer yours. Like a dissonant note trying to fit into a melody that has already changed. Quantum physics teaches us that everything vibrates. And when you insist on living with a vibration that no longer corresponds to your inner truth, your field begins to become disorganized. As David Bohm taught, there is an implicit order in the universe, and within you too. When you ignore this internal order, chaos manifests itself in the form of exhaustion, anxiety, lack of purpose. This point of exhaustion is not a failure. It is an invitation. It is the soul saying, it is time to go home. It is the moment when your energy begins to beg for rebirth. It is not about resisting any longer. It is about letting go. You have come this far for a reason. And perhaps that reason is the simple fact that today, your energy is ready to change forever. Trying to change reality without changing your internal field. Many of us seek change. We change our diet, create new habits, read self-help books, repeat affirmations in front of the mirror. But in the silence of the night, we still feel the same emptiness. This is where one of the biggest mistakes of modern spirituality lies. Trying to transform external reality without transforming the internal field. Thinking that the world around us will adjust itself with only superficial actions, without touching the deep layers of emotion, memory, and energy. The science of epigenetics, as explained by Dr. Bruce Lipton, shows that our thoughts and emotions shape our biology. But this is not limited to positive thinking. It is the chronic emotional state, what we feel without realizing it, that determines the vibration we emit. Visualizations disconnected from real emotion become mere mental images without creative power. Affirmations made on a basis of fear and insecurity do not manifest transformation. They only increase internal conflict. It is necessary to change the field, and the field begins with emotion. Ask yourself, what feeling sustains my thoughts? What vibration is behind what I am trying to create? The answer may be uncomfortable, but liberating. When you recognize that you are trying to co-create from scarcity, from the need for control, from unresolved pain, you awaken to a new possibility, that of changing your vibration before changing anything else. It's not about doing more, it's about feeling differently. And that starts in the silence of self-awareness. The breakthrough. Your energy shifts when you stop negotiating with pain. There comes a time when the soul gets tired of justifying its own pain, of trying to explain, rationalize, keep a wound alive just because it's already part of its identity. This moment is subtle. Sometimes it happens while we're washing the dishes, other times in the middle of an aimless walk. But when it arrives, everything changes. You realize that you no longer need to carry pain as a shield, that there is no longer any need to convince others or yourself that it was hard, that there is no glory in repeating suffering. As Neville Goddard teaches, You must let go of the old state before the new can be born. And the old state is sustained by the pain you insist on protecting. Trading in pain is trying to keep it alive under the guise of self-compassion. But there is a higher self-compassion, one that says, I honor what I have experienced, but I choose not to live in it anymore. The break happens in that moment, when you no longer fight the pain, but you also no longer feed it. You simply let it go, and in its place the field reorganizes. Your frequency rises effortlessly because what weighed you down has dissolved. Body, field, and consciousness. Imagine that you are composed of 3 distinct but interconnected planes: body, field, consciousness, 3 layers of the same being, each vibrating, emitting, and receiving signals constantly. The first layer is the body, the temple where everything begins. And the key here is breathing. Yes, breathing. Something so simple and yet so often overlooked. When you breathe consciously, you send a direct message to your nervous system that you are safe. This activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for states of relaxation and healing. Try it right now. Take a deep breath in for 4 counts. Hold it. Exhale for 6 counts and repeat. This longer exhalation tells your body that the danger has passed. And when your body feels safe, energy begins to flow. The second layer is your electromagnetic field, what you put out into the world without even saying a word. Your heart, as studies by the HeartMath Institute have shown, generates a field thousands of times more powerful than your brain. And this field is shaped by intention. Intention is not desire, it is vibrational clarity. By touching your heart with your right hand and silently affirming, I am ready to vibrate in truth, not in fear, you begin to tune your field to higher frequencies. The third layer is symbolic consciousness, the space where imagination is not fantasy, but a tool for creation. This is where active imagination comes in, as Carl Jung taught. Visualize a golden spiral rising up your spine. Feel this spiral clearing memories, dissolving tensions, elevating your perception. These 3 levels, body, field, and consciousness, form a circuit. When aligned, they generate coherence. And in coherence, the miracle happens. Not because you forced it, but because you finally allowed it. Practice this alignment for just 5 minutes a day, before going to sleep or when you wake up. And watch, without expectations. The transformation doesn't scream, it whispers. But when it arrives, you feel it. Everything changes. Why your frequency rises when you don't try to raise anything. Have you ever noticed how sometimes the more we try to align ourselves, the further we move away? It's like trying to force a flower to bloom before spring. There comes a moment when effort becomes an obstacle and silence becomes the path. The paradox is this: your higher frequency does not come from trying to raise yourself. It emerges when you let go of effort and rest in presence, when you let go of the need to control your own expansion and simply surrender to the moment. Neuroscience has a name for this: flow state. It is when the brain leaves analytical mode and becomes coherent with the body and heart. Alan Watts said, "You don't find peace by trying to find peace. You find peace by becoming it." The state of effortlessness is a vibrational portal. It is when you become so silent that you can hear the movement of life within you. It is when the mind, tired of trying, allows consciousness to take the helm. Silence is not the absence of sound. It is full presence. And in this presence, the heart field, as HeartMath studies show, begins to reorganize itself spontaneously. It is as if the universe responds, "Now I can enter." So in moments of confusion, stop trying to understand. In days of anguish, stop trying to improve. Just breathe and be there, without a mask, without desire. Just you and what is. And it is in that instant, almost imperceptible, that your energy changes. No noise, no technique, just truth vibrating silently. The bamboo that grows invisible for years before emerging. There is something deeply symbolic in the cycle of the Chinese bamboo. During the first 5 years after the seed is planted, nothing seems to happen on the surface. You water it, tend it, prepare the soil, but it remains the same. Invisible, silent, almost disappointing. But what many people ignore is that during this period the bamboo is growing downwards. Its roots are expanding, creating a firm, deep base capable of sustaining the exponential growth that will come later. And then suddenly in just 6 weeks it can grow up to 20 meters tall. This is a living metaphor for the cycles of the soul. Many times we feel that we are standing still, that nothing is happening. that our practices, intentions, and meditations are not producing results. But what is actually happening is that we are creating roots. Vibrational growth is like this. First, internal, invisible, silent, and only later does it manifest itself externally. And that is why trusting in the invisible is one of the greatest challenges, and also one of the greatest tests of vibrational faith. Quantum physics teaches that particles respond to observation, but there is an important detail. Confident observation is different from anxious observation. When you observe with anxiety, you interrupt the process. When you observe with surrender, the field responds with coherence. Trust your process. Even if it seems like nothing is changing, your energy is already in transition. You don't need to see it to know, you feel it. And if you don't feel it, allow yourself to feel it. Bamboo doesn't scream as it grows. It just grows. Silently, continuously, deeply. You are exactly where you need to be. And your expansion, when it comes, will be as natural as it is inevitable. From vibrational survivor to silent co-creator. For a long time, perhaps without realizing it, you lived in vibrational survival mode. Your energy field reacted to the world like a danger radar, seeking protection, approval, reassurance. Every thought was a reflection of fear. Every emotion, an attempt at defense. But there is another way of existing. A way where you don't respond to the world, you create it. Where your vibration is not shaped by the environment, but the environment is shaped by your vibration. This is the state of the silent co-creator. The co-creator doesn't need to prove anything. He doesn't try to convince the world of his worth. He vibrates that worth. And as Greg Braden teaches us, when the heart and mind become coherent, the field responds with synchronicities, encounters, and revelations. To make this transition, you need to change your mental model. Replace "how do I protect myself from this" with "how can I expand this?" Replace "what if it goes wrong?" with "what if it's already working without me noticing?" This change is subtle but powerful. It requires loving vigilance. Not to control your thoughts, but to not feed them with emotions that no longer serve you. The silent co-creator does not fight with the mind. He observes. And with this observation, he deactivates the old patterns. Your energy field begins to emit frequencies of trust, gratitude, and presence. And the universe, like a sensitive mirror, reflects back this same vibration in the form of reality. It's not magic, it's vibrational coherence. It's applied spiritual neuroscience. It's you remembering who you've always been, a creative being whose energy shapes the reality around you. And even on cloudy days, perhaps especially on cloudy days, the co-creator remains in inner silence. Because you know, what vibrates within sooner or later manifests itself outside. Today is the day your energy changes forever. Not because something spectacular happened, but because silently you decided to let go, to stop resisting, to stop fighting against what no longer serves you. And so you made room. Room for presence, for truth, for the silence that heals. You are not broken. You are in transformation. You are not lost. You are returning. You are not alone. The universe listens to you. What if from now on your every breath you take is a reminder of this? What if instead of trying to change your vibration, you simply allowed it to reveal itself? Sit for a minute. Close your eyes. Place your hands over your heart. Breathe slowly and say quietly or in your mind, "I am presence. I am coherence. I am the field." And in that instant, effortlessly without noise, your energy begins to change. Gratitude for existing. You are needed in this world.